Sorry about that. So we are attempting to go live on Instagram for the first time. And this is Fluffy's live Instagram debut. And for those of you who don't know, because I don't have a lot of people who follow me too closely on Instagram like they do on Facebook, but Fluffy is the kid's mother. And she was pretty feral when she had the kids back in 2015. I'm trying not to sit on her tail. So I TNR'ed her in 2015, and she was pretty feral back then. I mean, she would eat my presents, but there was no way I could touch her and everything. And she lived outside in my shed in my backyard since 2016. So in that time, it would be that I couldn't even put my hand near her without her swatting and attempting to bite. But, we kept working at it, and for the longest time, I couldn't even put my hand near her without her swatting and going to nip. But we worked on it outside because it's always easier when you have a cat that you can handle. And I was sitting on her tail. Sorry, Fluff. I hope you can see her. She's nipping my arm right now. I hope you can see her. All I see are, we're telling your followers that you started a live video. We're telling more followers. Okay, well, while you're telling followers, I want to try to prop the phone up a little bit, just so that you can see Fluffy better. So anyway, so I got to the point while she was outside. I'm using weights to prop the phone up a little bit. Sorry. I forgot to bring my little tripod thingy in the room. I still can't see her that well, but whatever. I hope you can see her. So anyway, while she was outside, I could barely pet her. I could only pet her when her head was in a bowl full of cat chow. She is not letting me sit here tonight. So, but what happened, and she was on the list to get rescued if I could handle her, if I thought she could handle it. But it wasn't like a pressing need. And what happened was in February, we had a sleet storm, and Fluffy at the time had her little Queenie throne up in the shed where I had the heated shelters, up on like a table that's inside our shed. And thank you, Fluffy. I was sitting on her tail. She's not being cooperative tonight, but this is real life, and that's what I always say in my videos. I think raising it up didn't help much. I don't know. I can't see what you can see because of the writing from Instagram. So anyway, so what happened was Domino, my passive aggressive little guy out there, had taken her Queenie throne away, and he kept laying up there, and she was finding alternate spots. Well, the weather was changing. We were going from like warm to like a sleet storm, and she tried to go in up on her Queenie throne, and there was a loud crash in the shed. I was back at Charlie's corner at the time, and she went running, darting out of there like a cat out of HE double hockey sticks. I don't know if you can curse on Instagram, but she darted out of that shed and across the back lawn. Well, there was a heavy sleet storm that just started, and so I ran out to the shed to see what was going on. And Fluffy was under, she had apparently run back across the shed again and was afraid to go into the shed. And she was under a big oak tree. Now, mind you, it was February, there are no leaves. She was under a big oak tree, and it was like torrential sleet on top of her. And I got so aggravated with my boy cats out there that I said, F this. Okay, I see Happily Crazy Zoo joined. Can you actually see Fluffy because of all the writing, or should I lower the camera? I don't know if I can read comments. See, I'm thinking this is Facebook Live. I'm used to Facebook Live. This is my first time using Instagram Live. I don't know if you can see Fluffy. I'm going to try to drop it back down a little and see if you can see her better, because all I see is writing. Lower a tad. Can you see her better now? Because all I see is writing. All the comments are coming up, so I can't see her. I'm using a cat condo. I can always put it on the lower level and try to point it up. So anyway, while I'm waiting, still see writing. Okay, this is not working out. Let me try to lower it. Hold on. I just wanted to show you guys pickup training. Sorry. That's the only. Okay, now you can see her. All right, so you're seeing the same thing I am. Okay, see how she's facing me right now? I will not pet her when she's facing me this way because this puts me in a vulnerable position. Hopefully you can see her now. It's Michelle from the feline. Oh, okay. Hey, you can see her better. Okay, all right. And you see how she's facing me right now? I am not going to attempt to pet her while she's facing me because I know Fluffy. She's looking for chicken, okay? If you want to know why she keeps kind of sniffing at my hand. So anyway, so I got really aggravated with the boys and I ran downstairs, grabbed the cat carrier, slapped it down outside, threw a bowl of food in there, and I got Fluffy to come in. This was not planned. And I questioned my sanity because at this point in time, the only time I had been able to pet her is on her back like I am now, and only while she was eating food. And she always turned around to snap at me. But then when she came inside and I switched her food from the cat chow junk to young again, zero mature, she her personality totally changed. And you've seen some videos and pictures of her before that, like of her purring and everything. She's a little purr box. I still can't handle her like a full indoor cat, but you see how lovey-dovey she is, especially because she knows what's coming next. We just had our playtime, and now she's going to get chicken. But I never thought I'd get to this point with her that I'm trying to train her to be picked up before I start trying to integrate her into the household. Only because if something goes awry when we start introductions and she goes out into Gen Pop and something arises that I need to pick her up and put her back in her room, I'd like to be able to have that ability. I really don't want to have a cat in the house that I can't fully handle. So I figured since she came this far on her own, you see how I'm petting her? I would have never been able to do this outside. That I figured, let's try pickup training. Now, here's the thing. It's going very slowly. And I've had to try a few different methods. She has turned around to snap at me. She might do it tonight, but this is real life, and I wanted to show the progress and basically what I do. So right now, like I said, I've had to change tactics a few times. Right now, what I'm doing is scruffing first, so I have a little bit of control over her head, and then sticking my hand under her. Now, we did get airborne a couple times, and she snapped at me a couple times, so I had to go back a step. So what I'm doing, you see how she's facing me right now? I'm not going to put my hand anywhere over her head, and I'm not going to pet her until she gets back in meatloaf position. Because I know Fluffy, and right now I'm in a vulnerable position. Fluffy, you're on Instagram Live. Can you not clean your butt right now? Fluffy. Go figure, right? I love you, Fluffy. I love you. She's waiting for the chicken. Now, her claws are not out right now, but you see how she's holding? She's actually, oh, she's kneading my leg. Good girl, Fluffy. Good girl. You see her kneading my leg? She normally doesn't do this, and I'm trying to be as quick as possible here because it's late, and I'm running really, really late. I had a problem with the neighbor's cat. I have a problem with a friend's cat. And see, now she's snapping at me. She didn't really bite me just then. She's waiting for her chicken, so I'm going to stop talking and do this. But what I'm going to do is scruff and put my hand under her as if to pick her up, but that's as far as we've gotten so far. Every time she goes to snap at me, I don't reward her, and we have to go back a step. She trusts and loves you. She trusts me to a point. And she should love me. So anyway, let's do this because she's getting impatient for her chicken. So I'm going to scruff her and then stick my hand under her as if to pick her up, but we're not going to go airborne tonight. See how she wanted to snap at me? Okay, but now I got to wait for her to settle down again. She's being confrontational. She's trying to let me know who's boss, and I'm trying to let her know who's boss, and it's a battle of the wills here. But like I always told Penny, Mommy always wins. All right, good girl. Good girl. Now she'll get half of her chicken. Now watch her eat it off my fingers. She's so funny. One of these days she's going to take a finger off. She gets so excited about the chicken, it's really hard to keep her calm. All right, now you got to wait. Now wait for her to settle down again before I try again. Good girl. I can't read that without my glasses, but I see somebody else with 8402 joined, so hello. We're doing pickup training. I'm going to attempt to save this. This is my first Instagram live. I'm going to attempt to save this when we're done. That way I can upload it to YouTube and Facebook as well. So, all right, now she's settled down, so we're going to do her second training for tonight. Good girl, Fluff. All right, good girl. She actually got a little airborne, but I left her paws on this is my mom's physical therapy bench. She just almost took off my finger taking the chicken. Wait, slow down, slow down. So that's where we're at with pickup training. We've been kind of stuck here for about 3 weeks. All right, good girl, Fluffy, good girl. All gone. And when I put the baggie aside and I say, all gone, then she knows that's it, it's all done. You see how she comprehended, oh, I was sitting on her tail that whole time. So anyway, if and when we ever get further, I will do another video then, but I just wanted to show everybody her progress with pickup training and give people an idea of maybe, you know, on how to do it. I wouldn't recommend this for anybody who's not experienced with the feral cat that they're handling. If I didn't feel that Fluffy could handle this, I would have never tried it. I would have just accepted the fact that I have a cat in the house that I can't handle at this point. But because her personality literally changed in her first week inside to the point where I could actually pet her and everything, I figured, you know what, it's worth a shot, because it's been a long time since she's really snapped at me for real. Actually, knock on wood, she hasn't snapped at me for real since she was outside. But again, I wouldn't attempt this if I didn't think that we could handle it, because I don't have medical insurance and antibiotics and doctor visits and everything can be expensive. So I love you, Fluffy. Let's see if we'll do a nose kiss. Nose kiss? I love you. No, she didn't lean in for a nose kiss tonight. She's used to my hair being back, but I'm letting it dry. I just washed it like 2 hours ago. But anyway, thanks for joining. I hope this is of value to people, so I'm attempting to save it when I end it. So hopefully I don't screw this up, because if not, then I'll probably be back here in a couple of nights doing it again. So this is Princess Fluffaluffagus. Isn't she pretty? Oh, whoopsie. Now you're getting the... I have to keep that broken desk in here because Fluffy likes to hide in the dressers, and so did Spunky before Fluffy took over this room. So they like to hide inside there when I vacuum. So anyway, thanks for joining, and I'll see you all soon. Have a great night.